Welcome back to My Story to Be Told. My name is Hannah, and in today's episode, we're continuing our exploration of cultures and traditions, but this time through a modern lens. With technology dominating so many aspects of our lives, we can't help but wonder, will technopoly eventually replace our cultural traditions? Back with us is Hugh, a Vietnamese entrepreneur who has lived between Hanoi and the United States, bringing a cross-cultural perspective on how technology influences identity and tradition. Hugh, thank you for joining us again.
Thank you, Hannah. It's great to be back. This topic feels so timely. I think many of us are questioning how we can balance innovation with cultural preservation.
Let's begin with something practical. In today's globalized world, many countries are trying to protect their traditional values, but it's not always easy. From your point of view, what challenges do countries face in protecting traditional cultures?
That's a good one. Well, one challenge is that younger generations are becoming less interested in their own traditions and family gatherings. Many now prefer to do things independently instead. Social media and modern work culture push people toward individual goals, so family and cultural events often take a back seat.
That's such a realistic point. I think the pace of modern life makes it hard for people to slow down and reconnect with traditions. Maybe the key isn't to resist modernization, but to make traditions feel meaningful and practical again in daily life. Now, thinking about the future, we know that technology is changing everything, even the way we learn about culture. So what changes do you think we might see in how traditional cultures are passed down in the future?
Let me see. Young people might shift from engaging in cultural traditions in real life to learning about them online through videos and live streams, as it's more time efficient.
Right.
For instance, instead of joining a local festival, they might watch it on YouTube or TikTok. It saves time, but the emotional connection isn't quite the same.
Yes, I completely agree. It's amazing how accessible culture has become. But you're right, the digital version often loses that emotional depth you feel when you experience it in person. That brings us to the big question for today's episode. Will technopoly be the end of cultural traditions?
That's a thought-provoking question. Honestly, I don't think it will be the end, but it will definitely change how traditions survive.
Right.
Technology can't erase culture, but it can transform it. For example, social media platforms like Facebook help us share the celebrations of Tet holiday across different regions of Vietnam. Even people who live abroad can still join the festive atmosphere, see pictures of their hometowns, and feel connected to their roots.
That's beautifully said, Hio. It's true. Traditions change, but the spirit behind them often stays alive. Before we wrap up, do you have any final thought you'd like to share with our listeners?
I'd say there are things you might like and others you might not like about your culture, but it's important to work on it rather than erase it. No culture is perfect. What matters is learning to see it in a positive light.
That's such a heartfelt message, Hale. Thank you again for joining us and sharing your story. And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in to My Story to Be Told. Stay curious, stay connected, and I'll see you in the next episode.